Lighthouse Angel. Happy Tuesday to you. I hope that your Tuesday is getting off to a great start, full of positive energy and good vibes. Now, keep in mind, all my readings are timeless. So when you find this reading, it's all in perfect timing, okay? Now, I went ahead and already got the overall energy for the reading today. I'm going to clarify it with a couple of cards and get some messages from the Lighthouse box today. And if you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome. So great to have you here. On this channel, we focus on taking you from zero to hero in your own life, giving you the tools and information that you need to grow and expand and come in alignment with the best version of yourself. And always, always, always keeping the divine number one here, okay? So let's get started. I'm excited about this reading. It may be a specific reading, so just take what resonates, leave the rest behind. Don't force it to fit. I did pre-shuffle to save time. I didn't pick these cards. These are the cards that came out, so just keep that in mind with the storyline here, okay? So let's get started. We have the dolphin spirit, which is play. It says, swim in the happy joy of living. Inhale confidence and exhale fear. Dive into your wisdom. Go with the flow. Okay. Now, when this card came out and I grabbed it when I was shuffling, what immediately came to me is Miami Dolphins. Now, I know it's a football team, but Miami may be significant, or maybe the Miami Dolphins is your team. I'm not sure, but that's what came out with these dolphins here. Okay, maybe you're going to Miami. I don't know. Take that if that resonates, but that's what came out when I touched this card here. Or you may have been in like a playful spirit, enjoying the things that make you happy here. Maybe football is one of them since we're in the playoffs here. So I feel like you're supposed to go with the flow with this happy, joyful spirit that you're in, embracing the things that you love. Maybe you're taking a time out from your regular schedule to replace it with some fun here. And you're allowing yourself to step into this playful living and confidence, right? Exhaling any worries or fears about tomorrow, right? Going with the flow here. All right, we have leadership role. You are called to step up and be the authority. Position of power. Okay, you could be stepping into a leadership role here. A position of power. Maybe, in knowing that, you're embracing some fun, some joy, releasing fears here and embracing the moment. Going with the flow here, but I feel like the flow is leading you to some sort of leadership role. Okay. And then we have building blocks, number 28. That's number 10. Okay. So it could be a leadership role in something that you built, or you're going to be building something in this leadership role is what I'm getting here. And we also have TikTok, and this came out in yesterday's reading. This is like divine timing. It's time to elevate. It's time to go next level here, maybe with something that you built. I feel like divine is saying it's time now. It could be receiving because these hands are open. Okay. I feel like you need to be open to receive. We have number 30 or number 3. That can be significant. But I feel like you're getting elevated, going to the next level here. And we have, when you hold on to the past, it stops you from living in the present. Release any old hurts or worries or regrets. Commit to being in the here and now. Forgive yourself for where you think you may have gone wrong. You deserve inner peace, so let it go. Okay. And I feel like that's about going with the flow and embracing this happiness, or taking some time for yourself to, I just heard, get your happy on. So take that if that resonates. Okay. So And by stepping into this leadership role, which is coming in perfect timing here, you need to make sure you release anything from the past, not allowing it to block your future or block your blessings, living in the here and now, and embracing that inner peace by letting it go. Okay, and we have, I will not give up. This scripture is Galatians 6:9. Okay, so I'm really getting like you built something here that you're not giving up on, or the divine is saying, I don't want you to give up on this. You're going to be receiving some sort of leadership role here because all things are possible. Mark 9:23. I feel like this is you believing in something you built here, that anything is possible, refusing to give up on it. I just heard you're going to be glad you didn't give up on this. Okay, and that you continued in believing in the impossible. And I feel like now it's getting ready to take off. Okay, which is why you need to no longer hold on to anything of the past and live in the present. Because all of that is irrelevant. Taking the lessons with you, the experiences, and moving forward with confidence, with your wisdom, with your strength. Okay, so I'm going to get a couple of cards to clarify it and see if we can get more information on this. Ooh. Okay. I just heard you never gave up on your dreams here. And one of the visions I got is regarding, I don't know if you guys watched any of the playoff games this weekend, okay? But I did watch the Chicago Green Bay game, okay? And it got to the end of the third quarter and I decided to walk away from the game. I was thinking, well, this game's over, Green Bay won, this is the end. I'm just going to go home, right? Well, it ended up being an amazing game in the fourth quarter and Chicago won the game, okay? Being behind quite a bit. And so what the meaning of the story is that God has the ultimate say, right? Just when you think you want to give up here, right? God will show up in your story. And I feel like that's what I was being shown with that experience, is that by walking away from that game, it's like I gave up too soon. God was just getting ready to show up with a miracle in that game, and he did, right? Chicago won. So what I was really taking from that is never give up, right? Even if you feel like you're behind. Right? You're never really behind. God can create what you think is impossible in your situation, especially if you feel like you're behind, right? And you're ready to give up. God's saying, don't give up, because just when you think you've lost is when the impossible shows up. And that's what I really got from that game. When I realized the next day that I missed the best part. Don't miss the best part of your story by giving up too soon. Okay, that's really what I'm getting. Okay, I know it was a football analogy, but don't give up on yourself and your dreams, okay? Because you're never late. God always makes you on time, okay? Observer, number 49. I'm really getting that's with this analogy by watching that game. I feel like that's divine coming in and confirming my story, as the example by watching that game, right? How I walked away before God was finished in the game, believing in the impossible. Right? And if I believed in the impossible of what could have happened, instead of believing what I was seeing, then I would have been able to embrace the amazing outcome. Okay, so don't give up in your story. Believe in the impossible, because I feel that it's getting ready to show up here. Okay. It's kind of funny because I got Miami Dolphins on that too, football. It says, yeah, this is the divine coming in. This is number 44. It says, I am presence. Expand your stellar gateway. I am that I am. I always take this as the divine coming in. He is the I am here. And he's bringing his presence into your reading here. I also feel like this is just confirmation of what he displayed through people in that game. Okay. I don't know. It's really what I'm getting. Okay. So let me get you some messages. I'm also getting that he is present in your story, which is why he doesn't want you to give up. That you need to believe that anything is possible here in your story. Don't let your past hold you back here. Don't be looking in the rearview mirror expecting that to come into your front view, right? You're leaving that behind. Okay. All right. Okay, let's see what we can get to go deeper, but get ready to step into your leadership role. I just heard it's meant for you. This position is meant for you. Okay. Have the courage to make the change, the strength to see it through, and faith that everything will turn out for the best. Okay. So this leadership role may require you to step into your courage to make the change and the strength to see it through and the faith that everything will turn out for the best here. Okay. Yeah, and it's interesting. It says, and the strength to see it through here. And it's kind of like that storyline I was saying about how I got up and walked away before the end. Okay, don't do that in your story here. Right? You also maybe being put in a leadership role that is going to require you to step into your courage and have the strength to see it through, maybe on a project or something, knowing that having faith that everything is going to turn out for the best because the divine is with you here. The observer could also be like in a leadership role. It could be like you are supervising a project, okay? And the divine's going to be with you here. So know that there will be a good outcome to this situation here. We have the Two of Swords. Okay. The Two of Swords is like indecision. Okay. You may have had, I'm getting indecision. Like you may have had indecision about giving up on something. Okay. And the divine is showing up saying, don't block your future because of your past experiences, especially when it comes to some sort of leadership role, right? Where you might be supervising or observing or something like that on something you're building or a project that you're doing here, okay? Maybe you're hesitant to embrace this, right? Maybe your initial reaction is that you want to block this, okay? The divine's like, don't sit in indecision. Know that you have the courage, the strength, and the faith, knowing that this is going to turn out for the best here, okay? And he's going to be with you. The divine is going to be with you here, okay? That's why the outcome is going to be the very best here. When people treat you like they don't care, believe them. Right? Okay, so this might have been the experience of the past, which is why you have indecision about something you built here. Okay, or if you want to take on a leadership role, or thinking that do you want to give up on something? Okay, I feel like the divine's coming in is that, maybe you dealt with people like this. Okay, I feel like the divine is leading you to a place where you aren't going to have to deal with people in this vibration. You're going to a place where it's going to be a fun environment, maybe where you can be happy, joyful, embracing your confidence and your wisdom, and you're able to go with the flow, right? Maybe in the past you've dealt with people who were difficult, right? Treated you like you were a tool or you didn't matter. You need to have faith in the new is what I'm hearing here. And also, I was talking about blocking here. You need to block anyone who doesn't value your worth or treats you like they don't care, or lacks respect for your value, your skill set. Okay? And when they show it to you the first time, you've got to believe them. Okay? But I feel like God is taking you now where you belong. That's what I'm getting here. If you don't like the road you're walking, start paving another one. This might have been the very thing that you did here because of the mistreatment that you had received in the past here, is that you started paving a new road, tired of being disrespected or treated like a tool or undervalued. Okay? I feel like, and maybe it wanted you, because of this energy, you felt like giving up or have an indecision about giving up, but still wanting to believe in the impossible. I feel like it's going to show up for you here. Okay? And you're going to be grateful that you didn't give up before God showed his miracle in the last quarter of your story here. As I relate to football here, every day is a fresh start. Yeah. Every day is a fresh start on how you see your situation, right? You also need to see every opportunity as a fresh start, right? That it's not always going to be faced with people who are going to mistreat you here. There are people that will respect your skill set and your value and your worth, okay? And honor it, which is why you need to make sure that you don't allow the past to hold you back here, okay? I lift up my eyes to the hills. From where does my help come? My help comes from the Lord who made heaven and earth. It's Psalm 121, verse 1 through 2. We have 12:12 here. That could be significant, okay? I feel like the divine is coming in saying, your help comes from me, okay? And I feel like he's showing up in your reading saying, this help comes from me, okay? In the past, you were treated like people didn't care about your value or your worth, or maybe you felt undervalued, okay? Maybe you didn't believe it and you kept investing in the wrong people here, okay? Now God's showing up, like in the last quarter of the game, saying, this help comes from me. And I feel like it's going to take you to high places here. That's what I'm getting. Be positive, stay happy, and don't let the negativity of the world get you down. Yeah, right? Again, we're talking about play, and it says, swim in the happy joy of living. I'm also hearing, don't let the darkness of the world get you down. Stay high vibrational in that energy of love, right? And block, we also have that as blocking. It's like blocking out the negativity, right? Don't let it steal your peace and your joy, those gifts that God is giving you. And know that this help is coming from Him. It's coming in strong here on something you built here, this leadership role. Life is better with a little bit of nature. Okay. You may find that you're more positive and more happy when you're out in nature. Okay, or nature is the place where you feel most at peace or the most joy. You may need to get grounded in nature to raise your vibrations here, to keep in that alignment of positivity, a positive mindset, and knowing that God is helping you here. And you may feel most connected to Him when you're in nature as well. Okay? And that's part of your connection with Him. Okay? Make sure you honor and value that, and that you don't get caught up in distractions. Okay? That you continue to maintain, because if you look at it, this card and this quote, all the colors are the same. It's like, that's where God is with you, is out in nature. That's where you have the most connection with Him. And that's where you receive maybe the most communication or downloads or ideas or guidance. So don't neglect, is what I'm hearing. Don't neglect that connection. Okay, I got the change jar again for you today. Yes, the change jar. So I'm going to open it up, follow your heart, and we're going to get some coins to clarify this reading. Okay. You can do anything, but not everything. Okay, so there's something that you have to make a choice on, and that's this Two of Swords. It also can be indecision or needing to make a decision on your path. And it could be about this new road that you started paving here because of the mistreatment that you received in the past here. Okay. You can and you will. Yes. This just confirms this right here. That you have the courage to make the change, the strength to see it through, and the faith that everything will turn out for the best. And why? Because the divine is going to be with you here. Okay? So if you have to walk away from something, know that God is going to be with you and that this is part of your path here. Okay? You are capable of amazing things. Yeah, I feel like that's what you're going to produce in this leadership role, is amazing things here. Okay, and I feel like it's going to be observed and seen by many. That's just what I got. Okay, all because you never gave up. You believed in the impossible. Okay. And you didn't walk away in the third quarter, right? You're seeing it through to the end. Okay? Don't give up on your dreams before God is ready to show up with the miracles. Okay? Don't believe in everything that you see as the outcome, because God can create the impossible. Okay? Where you are limited, God is not. So don't walk away from seeing all what He can do in your life by walking away too soon. Stay to the end, because you're worth it. You're worth your story. You're worth the investment here. You're worth your ideas being manifested into an amazing story. for yourself, but for others as well. Okay? All right, so I'm going to get you an angel number here. "111. I am creative. Angels are ready to fully support you in this endeavor so that you can co-create with the universe a life you love." Yeah. And you know, co-creating with the universe, that's the divine here. Is that God is ready to create with you here. Okay? And you're going to do amazing things here. But there's going to be some decision that you're going to have to make when it comes to your path. Are you going to give up on something you built? Or are you going to continue to walk and pave a new path? All right? But you need to see that every day is a fresh start, right? Leaving the past behind, and that God is the one that shows up in your story here. Okay? That the help comes from Him. Okay, so keep creating, knowing that you're supported here. Okay, and I feel like this is going to be a life that you're going to love here. It may involve a lot of play time, you know, where you can embrace nature and happiness, not letting the world get you down, and believing in all that you can be, right? Always, and continue that connection with the divine and nature, because it really is going to keep you grounded and at peace, is what I heard. Okay. I am open to unexpected blessings. Okay. So this leadership role could be an unexpected blessing, and know that God is going to be with you here. Okay. And I feel like by embracing this, you're creating a life that you love here. Okay. You know, look how happy these dolphins are. I feel like you're going to be jumping out of the water. I just heard playful living. Okay. That's the message I have for you today. I hope it's resonated with you. I hope it's given you clarity on how to get unstuck and move forward. Get ready for this unexpected blessing, okay, where you're going to be jumping for joy here. I'm sending you so much love and light. Take care.